Welcome, everyone, to a confrontation with the shadows that lurk in the minds of those over 50, a journey through the darkest fears of aging, where terror meets truth, and where science offers a torch to banish the darkness. This isn't a casual chat. It's a reckoning, grounded in 50 years of research from Harvard, the National Institutes of Health, and the American Psychological Association. Picture this: a room grows quiet. The clock ticks louder each year past 55, and whispers of dread echo, memory slipping, body feeling, loneliness creeping. These aren't mere worries. They're the 10 terrors hunting your golden years, gnawing at the edges of every senior's peace. Data doesn't lie. 80% of Americans over 60 grapple with at least one of these fears, per AARP's 2023 survey of 12,000 seniors. But here's the promise. Every fear has a faux evidence-based solutions that turn dread into defiance. Stay close, because what follows is raw, real, and revolutionary. Let's begin with the first terror: memory loss. Imagine waking up, reaching for a name, your child's, your friends, and finding nothing but fog. It's not a distant nightmare. 1 in 9 Americans over 65 face Alzheimer's, per the Alzheimer's Association 2023 report, and 40% over 60 report memory lapses, per NIH 2022. The fear is visceral: losing the past, losing oneself. A 70-year-old woman once sat in a clinic, tears streaming, recounting how she forgot her grandson's birthday, a moment that broke her. But science strikes back. A 2021 study from the Journal of Neuroscience, tracking 2,500 seniors, found that 30 minutes of daily aerobic exercise, a brisk walk, nothing fancy, boosts hippocampal volume by 12%, the brain's memory hub, cutting dementia risk by 18%. Add 20 minutes of reading or puzzles. A 2020 Berkeley study with 3,000 seniors showed this sharpens recall by 15%. The antidote: move, think, repeat. Fear doesn't own the brain. Next, chronic illness, the specter of cancer, heart disease, diabetes. Picture a diagnosis dropping like a guillotine. 80% of seniors face at least one chronic condition, per CDC 2023, and one into dreaded daily, per AARP. A man, 62, once whispered in a hospital corridor, "I'd rather die fast than live sick." The terror is real, suffering prolonged, vitality stolen. Yet, evidence counters. A 2022 NIH study with 10,000 seniors found that a diet rich in vegetables and lean protein, 5 servings daily, slashes cancer risk by 22% and heart disease by 25%. Pair it with 150 minutes of weekly moderate exercise. A 2021 Harvard report confirms this cuts chronic illness odds by 30%. The weapon: food and motion. Illness isn't fate. Then, loss of mobility, the fear of stiff legs, a cane, a wheelchair. Imagine stairs becoming mountains. 1 in 3 over 65 fall yearly, per CDC 2023. And 50% fear losing independence, per NIH. A 68-year-old once stared at his porch steps, saying, "They've become my enemy. The dread is suffocating, freedom caged." But science retaliates. A 2019 Journal of Gerontology study with 4,500 seniors showed that 20 minutes of daily strength training, squats, light weights, boosts leg strength by 18%, reducing fall risk by 32%. Add balance exercises like Taikai. A 2020 Mayo Clinic trial with 3,200 participants cut falls by 28%. The shield: muscle and grace, mobility endures. Now, dependency on others, the terror of needing help to dress, eat, live. Picture a future tethered to a caregiver. 70% of seniors fear this, pre-AARP 2023. And 1 in 5 over 75 need assistance, per NIH. A woman, 72, once confided, "I'd rather fade than burden my kids." The horror is stark autonomy stripped. Yet, data fights back. A 2021 University of Michigan study with 5,000 seniors found that 30 minutes of daily functional exercise lifting groceries, climbing stairs delays dependency by 15 years. Combine it with home modifications, grab bars, ramps, and a 2020 CDC report shows a 40% drop in care needs. The defense, strength, and adaptation independence holds. Here's loneliness, a silent scream in an empty house. Imagine days without a voice. 1 in 3 over 65 report chronic loneliness, per CDC 2023, and 60% fear it, per ARP. A 66-year-old man once sat alone, saying, "The quiet hurts more than pain. The ache is deep connection lost." But psychology counters. A 2020 APA study with 6,000 seniors found that weekly social contact, a call, a coffee, cuts loneliness by 25%. Join a group. A 2021 Yale trial with 1,800 participants showed this boosts oxytocin by 20%, easing isolation, the bomb. Reach out, solitude bends. Halfway through, a twist emerges. These fears aren't random. They're a web, tightening as years pile on. A 2023 report on 20,000 seniors globally revealed a chilling knot. 45% who fear memory loss also dread dependency, and 50% fearing loneliness fear death more. The terror compounds. One fear feeds another. A cycle of despair. A 64-year-old once broke down, admitting, "I see them all coming, and I'm trapped. Is there escape?" The science says yes, but the stakes rise. Stay tuned, because the next 5 years strike deeper, and the solutions grow bolder. Now, outliving savings, the dread of an empty bank account. Picture pennies dwindling. 60% of Americans over 55 fear this, per AARP 2023, and 1 in 4 have less than $50,000 saved, per Federal Reserve 2022. A 67-year-old once stared at a bill, whispering, "I can't outrun this. The panic is real, poverty looming." But finance fights back. A 2021 Fidelity study with 5,500 seniors showed that cutting expenses by 20% and investing $500 monthly in index funds yields 7% annual growth, doubling savings. In a decade, add part-time work. A 2020 to be LS report found 10 hours weekly adds $15,000 yearly. The lifeline. Cut, invest, and money stretches. Then, high medical costs, the specter of bills bankrupting life. Imagine a $100,000 hospital tab. 1 in 3 seniors fear this, per Kaiser 2023. And medical debt hits 20% over 65, per NIH. A 71-year-old once said, "One fall, and I'm done." The terror is crushing health, devouring wealth. Yet, data resists. A 2020 to Medicare analysis showed that supplemental plans cut out-of-pocket costs by 35%. Pair it with preventive care. A 2021 AMA study with 7,000 seniors found annual checkups reduce emergency costs by 28%. The AMA plan and prevent bills shrink. Next, loss of spouse, the agony of an empty chair. Picture a silent home. 50% of married seniors dread this, per ARP 2023, and 1 in 2 over 70 lose their partner, per CDC. A 69-year-old widow once clutched a photo, saying, "Half of me is gone. The grief is unbearable, love severed." But resilience rises. A 2020 APA study with 1,200 widows found that weekly support groups cut grief duration by 30%. At journaling, a 2021 Yale trial with 3,500 seniors showed this eases sorrow by 22%. The solve: share and write. Healing begins. Here's depression, the shadow that swallows light. Imagine joy fading. 1 in 5 over 65 battle it, per NIH 2023, and 55% fear it, per AARP. A 65-year-old once stared blankly, saying, "I don't feel alive. The weight is crushing hope lost." But science strikes. A 2020 meta-analysis from the American Psychiatric Association, with 10,000 seniors, found that 30 minutes of sunlight daily lifts mood by 20%. Add therapy. A 2021 Harvard study with 6,500 participants showed CBT cuts symptoms by 35%. The cure: sun and talk darkness lifts. Finally, fear of death, the ultimate terror. Picture the unknown. 70% over 60 dread it. Per ARP 2023. And 1 in 3 fixate on it. Per NIH. A 73-year-old once whispered, "I'm not ready." The fear is primal and nearing. Yet, wisdom prevails. A 2020 study with 8,000 seniors found that spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, reduced death anxiety by 28%. Add legacy planning. A 2021 Stanford trial with 5,200 participants showed writing will ease fear by 25%. The peace, reflect, and prepare death loses its sting. These 10 terrors: memory loss, illness, immobility, dependency, loneliness, poverty, medical costs, spousal loss, depression, death, aren't invincible. A 2023 global study of 15,000 seniors found that facing them head-on with science boosts life satisfaction by 32%. That's yours reclaimed. Start now. Walk 30 minutes. Save $100. Call a friend. Small acts slay giants. A 68-year-old did this. Memory sharpened. Savings grew. Joy returned. Proof it works. For those overwhelmed, seek help. 95% can fight back. Share your battle in the comments, because fear isn't the end. It's the beginning. Rise up. The golden years shine brighter.